M. Night Shyamalan is known as the twist director, a master of leading audiences one direction, then completely shifting the story and shocking the moviegoer. He's made some incredible films such as The Sixth Sense and other so-so movies, I'd say, like The Village and Unbreakable. That said, it was a little surprising to me to find out he was behind the disastrous 2013 movie The Happening. The Happening suffers from a number of problems, such as a terrible and silly storyline, bad acting from really some good actors and actresses, and in general the movie has a number of issues, and it seems like M. Night Shyamalan might have tried here to bite off more than he could chew with this ambitious story. Now, the first and probably most surprising thing about this movie was Mark Wahlberg and his acting. He was not only a bad pick as this caring science school teacher, but also really struggled in the role. Surprisingly, really struggled. At times, he overacted, over-dramatized things. In addition, he just didn't seem that interested in doing it. Maybe he knew how dumb the movie was and regretted taking it. I'm not sure if he knew this movie was a train wreck when he signed up for it. Maybe he just thought, I'm going to be in an M. Night Shyamalan movie. It'll go well. His agent didn't really talk to him much about the script. But something happened along the way, and he just never seemed to take it seriously to begin with. His chemistry with Zoe Deschanel was pretty bad too. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name right. And much of the dialogue in the movie was either completely pointless and usually failed to create suspense or intrigue. For example, one terrible conversation happened when Mark Wahlberg was talking to kids about having children, and the flow of the conversation was just awful. It added nothing to the movie, didn't give any extra background, any layers around the character that we wanted to know. And besides the surprisingly bad acting and strange chemistry among the actors, the storyline was just, bad. The plot line of this movie is also ridiculous. The plot is around plants are releasing some sort of neurotransmitter that's causing humans to kill themselves. The movie doesn't really dive into why. We're just supposed to take it. Plants, I guess, are defending themselves. But this doesn't create suspense. It doesn't create intrigue. The idea just really doesn't land here. It's just really stupid. The final scene in this movie was also pretty bad too. Mark Wahlberg and company end up at a house with an older woman who's cut off from the outside world. She doesn't know what's going on. She's really strange and suspicious of them. Once again, though, I'm supposed to think here I think that they're trying to create some sort of sense of dread or creepiness around the woman, but it just really doesn't work. And of course, because the writing for this movie wasn't very good, the plants just all of a sudden just stop at the end of the movie, releasing the neurotoxin from coming out, and everybody lives. So the movie doesn't have any sort of grand revelation or intelligent scheme from our protagonist, because that would require creative thinking and good writing. Instead, they just go with the plot line that the plants just stop releasing the neurotoxin, and everyone who has survived up until that point is fine. In sum, this was just a bad movie all around. Surprisingly a bad movie, even though it had some good actors and actresses, some big names. M. Night Shyamalan, obviously a very good director, and the storyline was just strange and bizarre. You know, in some ways I feel like, well, at least he's trying to do something different. He's attempting something, even though it didn't work out. But this surely did not work out. It's not a good movie to watch. If you haven't seen it, definitely don't waste your time. Thanks.